Hi, all. Welcome to the Way Forward Talks with me, Amrita. Today, we are talking with a beautiful leader, an amazing person who's been assisting entrepreneurs. We'll be talking with Ms Nisha Sharma, who is an entrepreneurial impact expert. So, welcome, Nisha. We would like to hear more about you in your own words.
Sure, thank you so much. Amrita, actually, I am helping Indian entrepreneurs to get popular using their knowledge. And I have a program called 7X Your Profit and Impact, which helps entrepreneurs to utilize and maximize their profitability and maximize their impact.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. That's a really nice, passion, and you're having a beautiful mission, I would say. So that's really
Thank
applaudable.
you.
Wishing you success
Yeah,
on that.
but what I have noticed is, whenever you talk about inspiring entrepreneurs, you always get to hear foreign names,
Mhm.
right? And when we start making list of Indian entrepreneurs, we have so many Indian entrepreneurs who have, touched the, ninth cloud in entrepreneurship, but we don't hear many names when we specifically talk about inspiring entrepreneurs. I mean, the list ends after Ratan Tata, right?
100%.
So
Yes.
I would like to see many more names now, since entrepreneurship is at boom in India, and we are seeing so many people are, touching the new benchmarks. I think it's a good time.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well put. Actually, with I think there's a lot of boom for entrepreneurship, and the progress in them is also massive. So you're, I think, in the right path and helping a lot of people. So that's really beautiful. Wishing you success in that. So let's get
Thank
into the
you.
questions. As the formative years, when a kid is growing, it's very important. And in any kid or any person's life, what is the biggest learning that you have had in your formative years, which you hold very closely to yourself even till date?
Surely. To tell you something about my teenage years, when I was 14, there was a lot of shakedown happened in my life.
Okay.
And it was because my dad was a serial entrepreneur. He used to run three successful businesses, and he wanted to get into a fourth hotel business.
Okay.
So, but it didn't go very well.
Hmm.
And we happened to lose everything that we had.
Okay.
So, for as at the age of 14, I just gave my exams of 10th standard, and it was a very formative year for me. And I mean, after all this shakedown, our finances got shook up. We had to leave our home. I mean, my whole family was in a state that nobody knew was going to happen in next years, let alone, a 14-year-old. But one thing I saw was that my father did not just earn money in his businesses. What he earned was popularity. He earned people.
Yes.
And those people, that network actually helped us a lot, to re-establish ourselves. Then my brother started another different business to establish, to provide for my family, and it worked much faster than it would have to my father in when he started back in 70s. And
Hmm.
it took him about 12 years to establish a business, but it took my brother less than 3 years.
Beautiful.
you know so that is the thing that you need to focus upon, that ups and downs happen in your life. And it was not just, one thing happened in my life. It is
Hmm.
a pattern of everyone's life, that it would happen in your life sometime. Like back in 2018, I met an accident. I lost my job. I had to you know I that was the same year when I started entrepreneurship. So every shakedown actually gives you new paths to work on if you're ready to do it. So I think it's a great thing.
Beautiful. I think you're getting those learnings. I mean, you have got so many strong learnings in your mind, which is making you, push those limits and grow bigger. I think that's the biggest learning I will say. I'm getting from you. So it's beautiful, wonderful. Wishing you
Yes. I
more
think this
energy and
is
more
one
power.
commonality in every entrepreneur's life. Ups and downs is inevitable. It will happen. So I recommend people to, work on a popularity a little, because when you will restart a new business or even the same business, it will work much faster for you.
Very well put. Very well put. That's beautiful. Wonderful. So I think this is going to like propel you for the whole life. I'm sure that's going to be the energy. And that's beautiful. So you've worked across various positions in your career before your entrepreneurship. You worked in various
Yes.
positions. So how was the transition from that to entrepreneurship?
It was, as I told you, back in 2018 was the same year I got into entrepreneurship. Before that, I was working in gaming industry for a whole decade.
Mm-hmm.
So it was fun. It was lot of creativeness, lot of exploration. One great thing I learned, which had become one, pillar in my business, is in gaming we learn a lot of human behavior, because our target is to make the games very addictive. And
Mm-hmm.
how do we do that is by learning the human behavior, that what would impact someone so much that they would keep on playing the game.
Mm-hmm.
In gaming it is, sometimes we say it in a negative manner, that people are getting addictive and they would forget their own life, but think about it, how much of persuasion is possible.
Yes.
And if you use the same tactics in business, think where you can go. It's
100%. Yes.
unbelievable, you know and the same tactics are basically used to uh, build a expert brand,
Mm-hmm.
or out of a expert, which we are constantly working with. Entrepreneurship come with tons of knowledge.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Nice. I can see
Yeah,
that in the way you speak, the assertiveness, the confidence you have because of that much knowledge you hold and the energy you're having. Very beautiful.
thank you so much.
So, the next thing, what we all take a lot of decisions as an entrepreneur. There's a lot of things which keeps going on every single moment. We keep deciding, not as an entrepreneur only, but also as people. So, as an entrepreneur, what was your most biggest and toughest decision that you've taken?
It's funny you should ask, because one thing was very, very apparent in entrepreneurship, and it I have been in entrepreneurship what, like 5 years,
Hmm.
and it has already happened 2 3 times.
Okay.
Okay. And I'm sure it is a part again of each and every entrepreneur. The most difficult thing is to move on.
Hmm. Yes.
What I mean is, when you get started in entrepreneurship, there is a lot of vagueness.
Hmm.
There is a lot of things that you need to learn, and very frequently what happened, the product market fit does not exactly come out the way you expected.
Yes.
Okay. And another thing is the evolution. Now, it used to happen in companies like 10 years or 5 years, they had to make the changes. Now it's happening so rapidly that, 3 times in my business already, 5 years of journey, that whatever I was working on, now I have to really evolve it as per the latest requirement.
True.
And
Yes.
you fight with yourself, because it's kind of your baby, and you have put so much of effort into it. You don't want to you try hard to make it work many times, but it doesn't. And you just have to really, in the end, make a decision that, now we have to adapt. There is no other way to go.
Yes.
So that's what is happening now in businesses. That is the pattern. And especially if, in the market that I am in.
Mm-hmm.
So both the markets, like gaming and now, uh, establishing a coaching industry, basically, it's so dynamic. It's
100.
fun at one hand, but on the other hand, this was the biggest and most difficult decision I had to make, and I had to make it multiple times.
I think you're getting an expertise in that as well. To getting adapted to,
Yes.
new things. Yes. Beautiful.
Yes, yes, yes. So you have to really, really be, what I have learned is, you have to have insights from your customers, keep on incorporating in your business so that it is more and more satisfying to their needs, and
Mhm.
that will make sure that your business stays afloat.
Beautiful. Okay. So as we spoke about, changing and adapting, what do you think is that one thing people can do to get out of their comfort zone?
Well, you have to expose yourself.
Mhm.
you know when you expose yourself, you get to know the realities of the markets. You get to know the reality of the economy and society. Things are really rapidly changing, And when you expose initially, each one of us would react in a way that, we will push back. That is natural tendency. It's
Yeah.
gonna happen. The next step is gonna happen. If you will just keep exposing yourself, then there would be one time that you would realize, this is not gonna change. I have to change myself, or I have to change my product. So you have to really expose yourself. Do it fast, do it very frequently.
Beautiful. Love that. Amazing. Okay, so coming to women entrepreneurship, right? As a women entrepreneur and an entrepreneur coach, how do you think women can motivate themselves and move through different difficult situations in business? How can they do
Hmm.
that?
So, speaking from my own experience and human behavior, which I have studied quite extensively, I would say women actually face problems because of two things. One is internal factors, second is external factors. Now, when I'm saying internal, I by no means I'm saying every woman is same.
Of
Okay,
course.
but we are talking about majority.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, internal factors such that women are more agreeable than men. I
Okay.
mean, if you will see the data, 20% shift is towards that woman. If you will just point out one woman randomly, so 20% chances would be more that she's more agreeable.
Of
But entrepreneurship is such that, it's a difficult field.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So you
Yes.
need to really stick around. It will be difficult at times. So that agreeableness does not come very frequently in your pool.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay, that is one thing. That is the internal factor. Other than that, external factors. If you one more thing, which in internal factors basically, which I have noticed very frequently, is negotiations. Okay, when women are negotiating for others, it's our natural tendency that we are performing better.
Correct.
Okay, and but when you are negotiating for yourself, then you step back a lot. Now, knowing that fact, you you can, tell that very clearly that the same deal could have gone better if you were just negotiating for somebody else. And it's, I mean, apart from skills, so really focus on the things that, you and this connects with the agreeableness,
Mm-hmm.
because in every negotiation two parties are there or maybe more, and everybody will win something.
True. True.
Now, if
True.
you will let that agreeableness come in here, you will be at a loss. So that's the internal factor that every woman have to fight. Every agreeable woman have to fight
Yes.
with. Okay. And second thing is, one thing I've noticed as we were talking about decision making, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I have experienced it myself. I won't be able to give a clear data on that, but women take longer in making the same decision than a man will take.
Yes.
But again, entrepreneurship is something a go getter attitude really pays off.
True. 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 That
So
yes.
that actually comes into in the drawback side. Okay. So how would you deal with it is like you upskill yourself in decision making and negotiation,
Okay.
and do it more and more frequently, and keep that factor on that. Just imagine yourself that you're negotiating for somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps the deal will come better for you. I mean,
Beautiful.
see your business as a separate entity.
Mm-hmm.
And business is, of course, it is created for profits, it is created for impact, it is created for to supply something, right? So that is something, one thing. And decision making, again, you uh, two three factors there come across. Like, one, if you want to make fast decision making, you need to, one, collect the data really fast, reduce your options. Our brain cannot handle more than three options. So just remove fast, fast, fast. You have to really get faster there. And out of three or two, then your decision will be much faster.
Nice. Nice. I think
So
you're.
this was about the internal factors.
Hmm?
Okay. Are you curious about external factors?
Of course.
I
Yes.
mean, there is a much larger talk around external factors like society. How does, how the society sees a woman and what are
Yes.
the impacts. Okay, there is of course a mold, right? The way you want a woman to handle her life and the career and everything, it's different than a man. So your pressures are way different. Very
Mm-hmm.
frequently, entrepreneurship is something that you are going to need a lot of support. It's
Correct.
not a 9 to 5 job. It takes a lot of other time to build your skills. Like when I turned into entrepreneurship, it's not about having one skill anymore. You
Mm-hmm.
have to learn a lot of stuff,
Right.
right? Otherwise people will fool you. So it's just like that. So what happens is that society mold, whatever is coming from outside, that impacts you more as a woman. Again, agreeableness becomes a problem
Yes.
because you will let that external box shape you. Okay, now how to counter that? It's obvious, right? So you will have to create your own social circle,
Mm-hmm.
which thinks different. Now, if we will see, the only 10% women are entrepreneurs in India, if we are talking about currently, right? So obviously you are not falling in the majority. Obviously you are ambitious. That is why you have come into business.
Correct.
Now you need to build a group or social environment for yourself,
Mm-hmm.
which thinks like you, which feels like you, which supports you.
Right.
Now that is where it matters, because at by and large, what society says or do, a woman is not bothered about. It never is. आपका वो एक छोटा सा दुनिया होता है, a small world for yourself which
Correct.
you care about, which would impact you, like your parents, your spouse, your children, your neighbors, your friends. So it's
Yes.
easy to tweak that. So you have to be really choosy about what kind of people you keep around.
Mm-hmm.
So that will become the your support system that would actually support you as in an entrepreneurship journey.
Wonderful. I think that's the backbone of our, progress. How we see ourselves is by, with the people around us. So when we have a stronger pillar there, we are going to get much more farther in entrepreneurship. Very well.
Yes,
Very
the same agreeableness is playing the part. So you have to
yes.
constantly counter that. That's what I feel is, a
Most
fundamental difference in men and women.
correct. Correct. So one more small question to the women part. How do you handle women entrepreneurs also tend to get emotional. So how can we handle that?
Hmm.
Because
See,
emotions
that
are
support
yeah.
system will help you in all those crises.
Mm-hmm.
That
Okay.
support system will show you a picture of what you need to be.
Okay.
And women need support differently than man.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now women are kind of we are community people by
Mm-hmm.
nature.
Right.
Okay. That is why societal impact is more on us. There are internal factors also that which is impacting you
Mm-hmm.
as a woman. So now, when you have selected these people, this small world of yours, which is reflecting the qualities that you want to be praised for.
Right.
One more thing. Now, again, it is something, why it impacts women more is like, women happen to take the compliments more seriously than men.
Yes.
Okay. So when somebody says that you cook well, to फिर आप then you start investing more time into that. So pushing you around is a little easier when you are agreeable person.
Right. Right.
Okay, and that is actually working against you.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
That is why you need to make your support system, which is supporting you in entrepreneurship journey. That is one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they do not see your factors as negative. Like very frequently you say that
Mm-hmm.
ambitious woman
Mm-hmm.
and ambitious man,
Mm-hmm.
when you are grading them like positivity
Mm-hmm.
perhaps.
Mm-hmm.
So somehow the same word, exactly same word, same definition, everything in women's poll, it comes out more negatively than men.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So those qualities, you have to have people around you who are saying, it's good to be ambitious, it's
Yes.
good to be competitive, it's good to be challenging.
Beautiful. Yeah.
So that support system is something that, from the start, and people will come and go. Get
Yes.
comfortable with that. People do
People will
come and
come
go.
and go. The support system will support us and make us much more stronger. And they give us the
Yes.
boost, whenever we feel kind of low or up or high, they bring us back to
Right.
ground, whatever be it. Beautiful. Nice. So you have done many entrepreneurs, you have helped many entrepreneurs. So can you give us an example of one entrepreneur you worked with and
Sure.
how they have moved? Yes.
By far, I have helped 8,213 entrepreneurs.
Wonderful.
Okay. And as I said, entrepreneurs are full of knowledge. They
Hmm.
have so much to give, but we are busy. That is one of the problem.
Hmm.
However, this one person who is an architect I helped quite recently, he happens to have won 3 national awards in his business, and he wanted to share his knowledge for the benefit of the business. Of course, it makes it more profitable. You get more leads, more clients, and they choose you over the competitors. That's the benefit. And more than that, you are when employability has also become a problem because you're not being able to find skills in the market.
Correct.
I
Yes.
mean, I think that's a problem in each and every industry.
Hmm.
Right. So when you are popularizing yourself as an expert, what happens is, like, when other employees are seeing that, what fun is to work with this person, they would want to join your company more.
True.
Right, that is another benefit. And of course, competitiveness in each and every market has increased so much. Like, if we talk about uh, IT, or this person, as I'm telling you, architect. So in that market also, the profits are skewing a lot.
Hmm.
In
Okay.
each and every market that is happening, but some markets, of course, more than others. So how would you be able to handle that? So popularity basically helps you to open more arenas of profit,
True.
more
Yes.
collaborations, more affiliations, more possibilities of getting to choose your clients.
Hmm.
You come into the position of doing that. So you would be surprised, like, what we use videos as a tool and social media as a tool to popularize people. So this architect just made 3 videos and got an inquiry from Singapore.
Wow. Wow. Amazing.
Right, so results are great. And I think this is the demand of today, because, as I said, profit margins are skewing in each and every market. You have to open more possibilities of increasing your profit margins, and popularity gives you that.
Very true, very true. Yes, it's with so many people around, focusing on one person because of the popularity increases the person's value and the reach. Beautiful, very nice.
Hmm.
So, how do you help people to break boundaries, entrepreneurs to break boundaries and push limits to reach greater heights? What is your one tip you give, or what do you do?
Well, what we do is, as I said, from the gaming, one pillar I found was the human behavior, which we happen to use to influence the market now, to popularize our entrepreneurs.
Right.
So now, especially if we talk about India, okay,
Hmm.
India is an emerging market. More and more people are getting more money now.
Yes.
By far, we have always been known as a price sensitive market,
Hmm.
right? But now the benefit is that people are having more money in their hand, more buying power is there.
Yes.
One change comes with the buying power is, now you don't want to purchase generic products or services. You want
Mhm.
to purchase from experts,
Yes.
right? Now, if you have skin problem, you do not go to a physician. You go to a skin doctor,
Correct.
right? If you want to build a building which is energy efficient, you would not go to any architect. You would go to this one,
Yes. Yes.
right? So that expertise actually helps you to increase your profit margins.
Mhm.
So exposing yourself as an expert, what are the tools do we have today?
Mhm.
Social media at everyone's hand,
True.
right?
Yes.
And if I tell you some more information, 91% of people are watching videos comparatively. Like if you're going on social media, how can you expose your content? Like you can post some written things, you
Mhm.
can post an audio podcast, or you can make videos.
Mhm.
Now, what do you do? What
Watch.
people are watching, if 90%, 91% people are watching like 85 minutes of data every day. And in case of India, it's even more. Like
Beautiful.
an
Okay.
average person is watching 4.5 hours of video content.
Mhm.
And if entrepreneurs, we say that we are busy people, but still you can check your friend's phone, you can check your own phone, that how much time you have spent on YouTube and other video websites. It doesn't come anyway under 2 hours.
True. Yes.
So that's the reach you have. Yes, with the videos, the complication of the visuals, exposing yourself, and branding comes, but that's what we help with.
Wonderful. Wonderful. So I think you're in the right time in the right market. So the market of social media is booming, and you're in the right place helping the entrepreneurs. Amazing. So,
Yeah.
do
And
you
one
think?
more factor, actually. One more thing.
Yes.
India is growing crazily.
Correct. Very true. Very true.
Now is the time.
100%. Now is the time. It's for everyone to arise. Beautiful. Beautiful. So I think we spoke a lot about popularity, entrepreneurship, and women entrepreneurship, and we have come to the end. And so, what is your final thought that you would like to leave the budding entrepreneurs and the budding people out there who would think about entrepreneurship in the future? What is your tip to them?
Well, from my own learnings, one major thing which I saw was different, because I have actually had a job for 10 years, more actually. In gaming, it was 10 years. So, what changed was in the job environment, what happens? You have to learn one skill. That's the dialogue you have heard, I don't know, million times, right?
Yes, yes,
But as an entrepreneur, you have to know a lot of things.
true.
One skill is not enough anymore. I mean, if I would just make a list, it would be like negotiation, you have to learn, selling, you have to learn, finance, you have to learn, marketing, you have to learn, you have to learn so much, and these are not small areas. These are very large areas: negotiations, communication. It all has to be really on top. As better you get, as better money you get, it's obvious, right? So you have to be really curious.
Wonderful.
Keep updating yourself.
All
Don't come with that idea of, now I'll be the boss of myself. So there is no, uh, I mean, one weird thing which I have heard from many, when you are just contemplating the idea of entrepreneurship, your mind somehow is thinking, now I would be able to work at a beach. That's a very wrong notion. You know why? Because what if you are not being able to focus has become another scarce resource. But if you're not being able to focus while sitting in an office, when there the whole environment is helping you, how do you think that at a beach, when there are so many distractions, you would be able to work? And why would a person would like to work at a beach?
yes,
This is a unbelievable crazy thought. It is, I mean, it's silly on the next level. And
yes.
it has got very, very popular. So that's what I would like to tell them, that when you move, entrepreneurship is not less work, it's actually more, but you have to
Yes.
become smarter.
Beautiful. So smart work actually plays a lot of way in entrepreneurship. And with your beach quote, I just remember that holidays are very countable with entrepreneurship. You are working almost 24/7, 365 days almost. So we can't take our head out of our job. So beautifully said, actually. And I think the interaction with you has put a lot of light onto entrepreneurship and to women entrepreneurship, to making people great. And Thank you so much for your time, Nisha. It was really lovely discussing with you and wishing you success with many, many more entrepreneurs and great future ahead. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Amrita. It
Thank
was
you.
lovely talking to you.
It was wonderful.